Hello gentlemen and gentle ladies, my name is Sir Stanger, and today we're going to answer your questions. Since I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible, this video could take a little bit of time, so I'm going to be skipping any questions that were answered in previous videos, and I'll let you know at the end of the video which questions those were, and which video you can find those answers in. Alright, so let's just hop right into it, starting off with question number 1. Mr. Crazy Attire asks, where is the Patreon? Well, to be perfectly honest, it's not something I ever really considered having, although it's definitely not a bad idea. Is there anyone else that would like to see me have a Patreon? If so, I would go ahead and make one quick, fast, and in a hurry, and if there's anything you guys would like to see for rewards, please let me know down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to take a look into that. FemScout asks, how did you feel when you got your first trick stab? Honestly, I think I got my first trick stab before I knew what trick stabs were, so I probably didn't feel much at all, but if you mean the first time that I knew I achieved a trick stab, it felt pretty good. I didn't actually know that you could do something like that as a spy until I saw some, higher level players do it, and this was a long time ago when I got my first one. So that was definitely a pretty funny experience. I think the first trick stab I ever got was a stair stab, I think. That one took me a long time to get. They're definitely the more flashy type of trick stab to land a good stair stab, so that was definitely a good achievement. Insert name here asks, what is your profile picture? Well, my profile picture is actually just a silhouette of my spy with the Charmer chapeau on his head. Nothing really too much to go into on that one. I had that drawn a long time ago. It's been my profile picture for at least 2 or 3 years now or something like that. Just a guy named Bob asks, so you said you never expected to get this many subscribers, what did you expect? Well, just a guy, I've said before, I definitely never expected to reach anywhere near 500 or, any subscriber amount, especially past that. I was expecting maybe 10, something closer to the amount of people that I know personally. I didn't think anyone beyond the people that I knew, firsthand would actually want to see any of my videos, so it's actually kind of a miracle to me to actually have this many subscribers, so I'm very grateful for that. And again, thank you to everybody who subscribes to this channel. It means a lot to me and it helps me do what I do. The Texas Tech Hand asks, will you ever make a server for all of us to play? I'm definitely not against the idea. It's actually something I've thought of before, something I'd kind of like to get done, maybe off in the future, but I don't really make any money off of YouTube at this point. I haven't actually seen any cash come from this channel, and definitely in order to do something like that I would need some support. So maybe I can set that as a goal on this Patreon that I might end up setting up, is if I start getting a certain amount, like a month, I can start setting up some servers for everyone to play on. I've been thinking about some different things I can set them up to do, but I definitely would like to have more than just one server if possible, maybe get a few of them going, but we'll definitely have to see what I could do. That's something that I've been interested in for a little while, but I don't think it's going to be something that can happen for at least a little bit more time until I can maybe use some money from YouTube or Patreon to help me pay for that. The TF2 MVM Tour guy asks, do you play MVM Man Up? Well, TF2 MVM Tour guy, I can't imagine why you would be interested in such a topic, given your name. But yeah, actually I do play MVM Man Up quite frequently. I actually just found an Ozzy Tomislav this week. First Ozzy I've found in MVM, so I'm pretty stoked about that. But yeah, I do play it from time to time. Polly Heck wants to know, how do you get good? Well, Polly, I'll be happy to let you know as soon as I get there. DatBoy45 asks, what games other than TF2 are you playing, and what are your favorite games? Well, if you can't already tell by the footage in the background, I also play Overwatch sometimes in my free time. But things that I'm playing right now are I'm actually playing through the Batman Arkham games, not super frequently, just whenever I have a spare moment. And I've been playing through some of the Fallout 4 game as well. There's so much content I can't possibly get through all of it very quickly, so it's taken me a long time to do that. I haven't actually beaten a full playthrough yet because I'm just busy going around exploring things. Besides that, every once in a while I'll hop on my PlayStation and I'll play Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I've been having some fun with that. Not the best game in the universe, but if you're a fan of the Dragon Ball games, it's pretty good. As far as my favorite games go, for not counting Team Fortress 2, I guess Overwatch is on there. It's a lot of fun. I have been having a lot of fun playing it. I think right after Team Fortress 2, though, I'm probably going to have to put the Borderlands series, because I have had a lot of fun with the Borderlands series. Me and Lady Stanger have played it a bunch since we got together, and it's kind of become a staple of our relationship to play that game, so I have a lot of fond memories playing that one. Other than that, I'm kind of picky when it comes to games. I liked Halo Reach a lot. That's definitely up there on the list. Team SWAT is my thing. I love that so much. But other than that, there's not a whole lot that really come to mind as far as favorite games go. Vertex BR? I'm gonna slaughter this name no matter what I do. I'm gonna say Vertex BR. What games are you planning to have on in the channel? Well, Vertex, I'm glad you asked, because besides Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch, I haven't really put a lot of thought into other games I'd like to have on the channel. I could definitely throw together a poll. I've actually wanted to do this for a little while to ask you guys what games you'd like to see on the channel. If there's anything you guys would like to see me play, I would be more than happy to give it a go. Especially, I mean, after all, this channel's meant for you guys, not for me exactly. So, the best thing that I could do is ask you guys what you guys want to see on this channel. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to put together a poll. I think I'm just going to go ahead and throw every Steam game I have onto a poll. Granted, I haven't even played some of these, although some of them I have beaten, but I'm going to go ahead and throw them all in a poll anyway, and see what you guys think. If there's any that you guys like to see me play, maybe see me talk about, I'd be more than happy to do that for you guys. Janice 10K wants to know what program I use to record and edit my videos. Well, Janice, I actually use NVIDIA Shadowplay to record most of my footage. The only other time that I might use anything is sometimes I use Fraps like other people, but I don't normally have to. I've had a couple times where, for some reason, Shadowplay won't work for me, but Shadowplay works for me pretty well. As far as for editing my videos, I actually use a program called Movie Studio Platinum version 13. I don't really know many other people that use this program, but I do, and it works pretty well for me. The results have been pretty good so far, so I don't have no new complaints about it. I guess it's pretty good if you're looking for one. I guess it could work for you. Freeze0 asks, what do you think the big earner needs to be a good and reliable knife? Well, Freeze, in my own opinion, I'd have to say that the Big Earner is actually a pretty reliable knife as is. Ever since it got buffed to have the speed boost on backstab, it actually pairs really well with the Dead Ringer. Now, it has a lot less to do with the speed boost as most people think, and more to do with the previous bonus it used to have before the buff, which was the increased cloak. You don't get like increased maximum cloak, but every time you get a backstab, you get more cloak from that backstab, and it pretty much gets your Dead Ringer up instantly. It's pretty effective when trying to play a very hit-and-run type spy, and I think that it actually works pretty well with the Dead Ringer. I don't use it too much with the other Invisawatches because I think it pairs so well with the Dead Ringer, but I think that the knife itself is pretty balanced as is. I think most of the spy knives are. It's kind of hard to say that any one of them is particularly bad. Yerba Defoe wants to know, do you like bananas, Sir Stanger? Just asking.
Yes, I very much do like bananas. Thank you so much for asking.
Buffalo Pancakes asks, how many hours do you have in Team Fortress 2, and when do you think you got really good? According to Steam, I have about 2,253 hours in Team Fortress 2, which is a fair amount, I'd have to say. As far as to when I got good, I think it's kind of hard to say exactly what good is. To some people, playing as well as, a professional Team Fortress 2 player like Banny or something like that is good. To me, it's not quite that high, although I don't think I'm quite the best player around either. I'll have to let you know when I feel like I've gotten good. Ace Yo asks, will you ever do a face reveal, and what is your gaming setup? Now, I've technically already done a face reveal. It was in my 10 subscriber special video, like a whole whopping month ago. So you can go check that out if you want to see what I look like. Now, if you're asking when I'm going to be doing a face reveal in the future, I don't really have any plans to, necessarily, mostly because I don't really have any game or video ideas that involve me having to show my face. If you guys are really that interested in seeing my face, I guess let me know. I could see what I can do, but there's no plans for it at the moment. Youngster Joey says, you should upload your POVs from 2L2Q with a voiceover explaining your thought process. Also, you should get Dane to shout out your channel since I assume you two are friends since you were on the same team. For those that don't know, I was a spy for a Silver Highlander team called Too Legit to Quit, or 2L2Q for short, and we also had Uncle Dane on our team as our team engineer. As far as the POVs are concerned, I am not entirely against the idea. However, Highlander games can go for a pretty long time, and I don't know if a full hour-long commentary is going to be something you guys would be interested in watching the whole thing of. I think that'd be a pretty small audience, but if I get an overwhelming amount of people wanting to watch them, I'll be more than happy to post them. So go ahead and leave your comment down there if you really want to see that, but they can be kind of long and drawn out, just as a warning. Also, playing Spy in Highlander is way different than playing it in pubs. You die a lot more often, so if I do post it, don't judge me too hard in the fact that I die all the time, because that's kind of just what spies do in Highlander. As far as the Uncle Dane shoutout is concerned, I've actually asked him not to do anything of the sort, mostly because I want the people to watch my channel because they like my videos and not just because of who I know. Also, I felt like it gave me an unfair advantage compared to other people who are just starting out on YouTube, and if I ever got big on YouTube, the last thing I think I want to be known as is the person who Uncle Dane made famous. Oh gosh, Tadej Haj Singh? Oh, I'm not even gonna bother. Can you do spy gameplay? Well, sure, loyal commenter, just for you, I will do some spy gameplay. Go ahead and check it out right here. I'll link this to my YouTube channel, where I have almost nothing but spy gameplay, with the occasional Overwatch clip thrown in for good measure. Burning Wonder wants to know if I know another small YouTuber by the name of Lukey Pookie. And no, I'd actually never heard of him up until you left that comment, but afterwards I went ahead and took the liberty to go ahead and search for his channel, and I'm pretty sure that I found the one you're talking about. I've been watching some of his videos, and he makes some pretty quality content, I have to say, and he's been doing it a lot longer than I have and has a lot less subs, so go ahead and take a look at his channel. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to that down in the description. It's definitely worth looking at. Caden Barth? Is that how it's pronounced? I'm not sure. I feel bad. I feel bad like I don't know how I'm saying this. I think I'm saying it wrong. Caden Barth. I think that's right. Anyway, he asks who my favorite Team Fortress 2 YouTuber is who's not me. Now, you caught me with those last little bit there where it can't be me. Because I always try to make the videos that I would want to see made for Team Fortress 2, but if I can't pick my own videos, I'm probably going to have to go with Uncle Dane, and it's probably not just because I know him, it's actually just because he makes a lot of really good quality content, and he's a really nice guy, and he says a lot of really agreeable things, and I think he's really good for the future of this game, so I think he's doing a lot for Team Fortress 2, and I think you should definitely go check him out if for some reason you know who I am, but you don't know who he is. Now, I'm pretty sure this one is pronounced Mark Casellas, I think. Says, what makes your channel special, and what does my channel have to offer that other TF2 channels don't offer? Mark making me think philosophically today, I see. Wanting me to think real hard about myself, looking inward today. Well, Mark, that's a pretty tough one to answer, I'm not gonna lie to you. Team Fortress 2 and YouTube itself is pretty overloaded with content as it is, and it's pretty hard to stick out as something unique. If I'd have to say anything about my channel's unique, I'd have to say it's that I make my content for the sake of the viewers and for the sake of Team Fortress 2 mostly. Because I really want someone to watch my videos and to take something away from it, either to be laughing afterwards or to be a little bit smarter. And what I'm really hoping is that my content and perhaps my channel can bring more attention to Team Fortress 2, maybe get some of its player base back, and make sure that this game stays as alive and active as it currently is, or maybe even more so. Because as I said before, I never really expected my channel to do very well, so the only reason I even make content to begin with is just because of how much I love this damn game, and how much I love the community that surrounds it. So while I'm not saying that no other Team Fortress 2 YouTuber is as passionate about the things that they do as I do have to say that one thing that may separate me from some of them is that I do it for the love of the game, and because I just want to keep making content based off of it. I just love it that much. Derek Davis says, how is the best way to hide a dead ringer noise? And congratulations for hitting 500 subs. Keep up the good work. Maybe someday you will become the new Mr. Paladin and Mr. Paladin 2.0 XD. Have a great day or night, IDK, bye. Gotta love that enthusiasm, Derek. Anyway, to answer your question, that's pretty situational. It really depends on the situation that you're in as to what you're supposed to do to hide the dead ringer noise. Sometimes you just have no choice but to just do it out in the open. But if I had to say a good time or a good place to do it, would be either behind a wall, preferably someplace sort of close to the enemy, but far enough behind to the point where if they do hear the dead ringer noise, they'd have to be really listening for it. Or sometime during some insane action. I often find that oftentimes when the other team or my team is Ubering in or during some sort of push, you can pretty much dead ringer any place behind the enemy. They're not going to hear the noise 10 times or 9 times out of 10. So it's generally a pretty safe time to do it if you can do it during some time where there's a lot of noise happening. RPG Evolutions asks, are you going to do matches with fans and general stuff with your subs? Well, RPG, I actually already do to some extent. Sometimes I will be playing with Lady Stanger on her live stream. I oftentimes bring people who are subscribers on to play with us in casual game modes and such like that. So it happens pretty frequently. Also, if you're planning on doing something like that with me, your best chance is probably going to be to join my Steam group. That's going to be the best way to keep track of my movements and when I'm playing, so you can join in on those games. I'll be sure to start leaving IPs so everyone can start playing with me if they'd like to. But I do think it's a good idea to maybe start doing some actually planned kind of public events with everyone. I'll post it to the Steam group. I'll join a sparsely populated server somewhere, and I'll see if I can get some people who are subscribers to come and play with me. So if you want to be part of those, be sure to join my Steam group. I'll link that down in the description, and hopefully I get to see you there. Oh, I am not French by any stretch of the imagination. I would feel like I would insult you if I tried to pronounce your name, so I'm going to go ahead and call you Bottle of Water. How's that? Because it's your profile picture. Question, as a spy, what would you consider to be the best moment to run around with the Your Returner reward? Well, that really is an excellent question, Bottle of Water. I'm really glad that you asked it. Personally, I find the Your Returner reward to be good in most situations. You can really make it work whenever you really want it to. But if I had to pick a situation that it was like, this is a good time to be using that specific knife, it's actually pretty good for clearing a point. You can use it to quickly and quietly clear out a large group of enemies if you're able to get behind them. So if the cart is, let's say you're on payload and they're pushing the cart to the last point, if they're getting a little bit too uncomfortably close and you feel confident enough in your backstabbing, you can try and get behind them. I often find it myself able to clear the cart of at least 3 or 4 people before anybody notices, making it really effective for kind of canceling last pushes. So if you're able to do that, by all means, definitely give that a go. But it is a knife that requires a lot of practice and some pretty set spy skills. So if you think you're capable of that, then go ahead and try it like that. That's how I personally use it in a last-ditch effort kind of situation. Okay, here we go with the names again. Okay, Zarex Yashirama, I think. I'm pretty sure I got that one. I'm like 99% sure I got that one. Go ahead and crucify me if I didn't in the comment section. Which class do you play the most except for Spy? Well, according to my hours played in Team Fortress 2, that would actually be the Sniper. But I haven't actually been playing Sniper as frequently lately. I did a lot more a little while back before I started playing Highlander. I've been finding myself playing a lot more Demo Man recently. So if I had to pick one, I'd say it's probably Demo Man is going to be my second class. I think probably followed by Sniper, because I've been trying to get back into practice with him a little bit. I've been pretty garbage with my Sniper lately, so I've been working back up to see if I can get back to my former glory. Mouse Chow wants to know if I have a favorite Team Fortress 2 mod, like Team Fortress x 10 or Pyro Dodgeball, or do I just prefer vanilla Team Fortress 2? And by the way, it is an honor to have you as one of my first 500 subs, so thank you very much for being around for that. While I don't play modded servers very often, I actually do play a more vanilla Team Fortress 2 most of the time. If I had to pick one, I'd say I actually really enjoy Randomizer quite a lot. I think it's pretty funny to not know what you're going to have and have to really work with whatever it is you're given, especially when you're given the really stupid loadouts. So I always find that to be a lot of fun. Also, Zombies mode can be quite a bit of fun. It's only fun if you have a lot of people playing, though. So what I might end up doing one of these times is maybe I'll organize... on my Steam group, I'll try to organize a game of zombies and see if we can get everybody on the same server playing zombies, because it's a lot of fun when you have a ton of people all playing at the same time. Virgil LJM asks, how exactly did you do so much good editing? Or, I mean, like adding text? Well, that's actually a pretty simple trick to do when you know, editing a video. You just kind of add a text layer on top of the video, but I'm not very good at editing. I haven't been doing it for very long. In fact, the first video on my channel is the first thing I've ever video edited. So you're looking at my entire experience of video editing all on YouTube. It's all on display. So go ahead and make fun of it as you will. Now, in an effort to try and get to all of the questions I haven't gotten to yet that are simple answers, I'm going to go ahead and do a speed round. Do I main Spy? Yes. What are my loadout options of choice? Go check out my loadout video. I'll put it right here. Right here on the screen. Go click on that. That's all my loadouts. How old are you? I'm 21. So what's next, bro? Love the channel. I love my channel too. Thank you. What's next? More videos. How did you get so good at impersonating Christopher Walken? I'm not good at impersonating anybody. I don't know where you get these kinds of presumptuous notions that I can do anything of the sort. What makes me nostalgic? The past, most of the time. Can I have free stuff? I don't know. Can you? Did you mean may I have free stuff? Just remember, folks, you can do anything you set your mind to. Anything. Including get free stuff. Anyway, guys, I think I managed to get every question on the last video, or at least most of them. I'm sorry if I missed yours. Go ahead and leave a comment down below, or a question, I should say. I'm going to be doing another Q&A on the 6th of next month. If you have another question, please leave it down below. I want to answer them. I want to answer all the questions that you guys can give me. And with that, let's keep the internet classy. I'll see you then.